Okay, let's start before you just hurt yourself before we start. Okay. As the team adventured forwards into the next stage of, well, the final trials, the trial of soul. Entering into the area, you managed to travel here without too much of an issue, but you, at the first glance you could, having the help of truths, found a little bit more about yourselves, strengthening some bonds that you already possess, or just ignoring them, because it's better to not deal with your problems, as some of you found out. You managed to escape your own minds, some stronger for it, others about the same, and some further in. Once arriving here, you spoke with Elamar, the current uh, prosecutor isn't the appropriate term, but let's call them prosecutor until I remember the name. I greeted you. You guys were a day early. So he asked you if you were the people that are going to do the trial. Immediately, like your team would do, they said no. You're obviously lying, but they didn't think of it one way or the other. And then eventually you did tell them the truth. He told you you're welcome to rest or do whatever you need to before the trial commences, but if you do not take the trial, then you automatically forfeit. So do take things into consideration, as you'll be facing yourselves or a version of yourselves based off of your own soul and own realizations, own destructive forces, and potentially your own mortal danger. Some of you took this into account and, for the most part, decided on who would be fighting. You took a long rest, relaxing, getting your spells back, getting your health back, and this is where we left off. You guys have awoken after all this. And after awaking, starting a fire before breakfast and before the trial starts, you do have a few hours. And I did mention that it was a city not that far away. Dan then told his pet Drake to go and collect a baby, because who would be better to face off against their own soul than a baby? It was almost immediately eaten and then saved by his brother. He asked politely to bring in no more babies. And then, well, it is deciding on who shall be facing who in the trial. If your wife was here, I'm not naming names, there would be 6 people. But instead, it's going to be a choice of 5. Out of everyone, only half the group needs to succeed, and the better half. If it's 5, it's 3. If it's 6, it's 4. When you got out of your mind, when most of you got out of your mind, you don't really remember what was going on in there. And out of game, I did say those that didn't remember did not pass, and you don't remember. In the meantime, though, I I should state, when you were traveling here, the your associate D did find you guys along the road, and you guys did step away for a second. She did state towards you, and I'm going to make you this optional thing now. You can use meta knowledge if you want. Totally fine with that, since you already know you're dealing with a soul situation. She did state, all right, then, we were able to find a packed individual that would be able to take you away the soul for a while. That being said, though, are you sure you want to do this? I'm not exactly sure what the next trial is, but if you think this is the best option out of all of them, you're more than welcome to do it. All right, fair enough. This is a distance away from the team. You guys don't know this. Uh, she shows you a pact script, which is basically a contract with a demon. They will hold and house your soul for a collective amount of time. If the time frame isn't met on their end, they forfeit your soul and you gain a bit of more strength. On the other hand, if you don't fulfill your end of the bargain, they keep your soul and you immediately die. They arranged it so that the only thing you really have to keep is surviving the next 14 days. Sign, immediately your soul like splits apart from your body and like washes away into the contract. You would act the same. Effectively, it is splintered away from you, but it's still technically tethered to you. The best way I can explain it is, have you ever heard of what that? He's not a vegetable, no. Man, because you just said that, I lost my train of thought. It's a theory where 2 points in space and time are interconnected. Yes. Basically that. I think it's called quantum entanglement, but I honestly forgot. Cursed vegetables! I just had some a little bit ago. Anyways, yeah, that happened. You returned back. You told the group you had to go number 1 in the bathroom or something. Go number 2 in the bathroom. And then a few days later, which is now out of 14 days, you're on day 4. You arrived here. Now, after you wake up, you're on day 5. Truce does state, most of us are dying slowly, except a few of us. Anyways, your team must select 5 individuals. As Elamar stated, animals aren't considered within that unless we decide to make them one. Otherwise, we can have familiars or animal companions if need be. Not saying not to, but that's fine. So, based off of the 5, what we went over last time was Dan, Mickey Lou, Tempest, Connor, and Micah. Connor does state, it's fine if you believe you're ready to do it, as long as you perceive yourself beating yourself. No. No. That is the exact definition of dying. Alamar comes over to the group. You all do have about 4 hours left. You can start whenever you'd like, but you have until noon. Yeah, you sprint towards town to get there before anything starts. D comes over towards Alamar. Can I help you, sir? If you are one of the 5. He just looks at you patiently, seeing if there's a continuation of the sentence. If nothing showed, then you forfeit the match. If you are unable to actually participate, then there is no winner. No. If you possess a soul like mortals here do, that's fine. I honestly don't care one way or the other. I am only half magical, half celestial. But as I mentioned beforehand, I am mortal of this world. 23, all that may be. If you don't possess a soul within this realm, then you are not qualified to be part of one of their champions. So you forfeit your match. Deception disadvantage. Micah gets a +8. Tempest gets +2. If you want to see beyond the lie of D. With +3, Tempest, you know that D is not exactly being the truthful, but you don't know where the lie is. You guys have already read Alamar. And with a +8, Micah, you know D is lying. You do believe that his soul has been taken, but not by Alamar. Likely some time ago. There's like no doubt in your mind. Doug just bars in the background. uh, Alamar does state, you left your shoes over here. Right, at any rate, as you were mentioning beforehand, D, If your soul or something of that facsimilation has been taken from you or by some reason or another, not your shoes, your immortal soul. No, they're different. I'm going to continue explaining my thing before answering your questions. So long as it's still intact, you can participate without ultimately failing outright. So long as it still exists and it's tethered to your being. He was shouting it towards you guys so you could hear. He's like a distance away he needs to. If something appears during the match. It is possible, but it is up to you to decide who goes out of all of you, the fifth, the five. That being said, though, yes, go on. Depending on that sentence structure is a problem, but I'll get to that in a moment. No, I'm afraid once everything starts, there will be a field around surrounding where I stand and where your allies stand, to make sure no one, helps one another. You to face yourselves. There will be walls along that line, so you just be isolated. If nothing forms around D, then they automatically forfeit. However, if their soul is still tethered to them in some way, something should materialize still. It just depends on how it was taken away, say by a celestial or a demon, or if he forfeited his soul by some gamble to a devil or something of that nature. Often than not, that draws out even greater darkness. Based off the sentence, you are able to compete, so you can either choose deception or persuasion. I would have given Tempest advantage, but that's an natural 20, I'm afraid. Right. Alamar does state, it's entirely up to you, and no, you don't need any more shoes. And he goes back before you ask any more of those strange questions. You don't see where his shoes went again. In the meantime, Tempest, you go into the city. You go into the shop. There sits a nice, cute, roughly around 23-year-old, not elven woman, but she definitely has elven features with like horns protruding from their head. Oh, welcome. Not Becky. Wisdom. Let's see here. I do have a few things that could increase it. I have a orb of infinite knowledge. I have a crystal of wise strength, and I have this cute little monkey that helps you make choices. A small little purple monkey looks at you, sticks its tongue out, and like moves away. The crystal gives you a. You have beef with this monkey. The crystal gives you a +1 to your wisdom. The orb of infinite knowledge gives you a +2, but it's just a little bit more expensive. Correct. And it can answer one question a day. Well, I suppose you could, if you're able to speak with a familiar, but no, the orb itself. It is tied to the god of knowledge and magic, Mistra. That itself is around 3,000 gold. The entire team is there, probably minus D. I think you do or should. Okay. Unfortunately, there's only one orb of infinite knowledge, but there is a crystal of wisdom and a cute little monkey friend. The monkey friend in the corner, purple. Now, I'm afraid the the purchaser is the only one allowed to ask a question, but can give their question away to someone else if they choose to. I suppose. What would you like to ask it? She like looks towards the monkey, now red instead of purple. Great mystical monkey. George, do you have magical traits? In the background, now yellow, looks towards all of you. Oh, magical traits, indeed, indeed. Unfortunately, I don't like that one, points towards Tempest. So I'm gonna lie and say no. Yes, it was speaking common. Yeah. Much too true. But the monkey like scurries behind a chair. Yes, that's George. Unfortunately, no one cares for George, but I digress. Here's the orb. She hands you the orb. That is a +2 to your base boosted number. So if the large number is 18, the smaller one would be 4. So the smaller one would turn into 6. Correct. Hence why it's so expensive. It was probably yours. I sell some, but what kind are you looking for? Standard potion. I do have a potion of feigning death that you can ingest. So I don't know how that works. The shopkeeper worried. Dan, go ahead and roll persuasion disadvantage because she's not at all happy with the way you structured that sentence. But she's also a merchant, so you can definitely probably bribe. That's a 6. While I am a merchant and more than likely able to sell you things, I don't feel morally correct in giving you something that would actually kill you. I am not going to sell you anything sharp either. Roger's like stuck in between the doorway since he's a big creature. Right now, just like biting towards your direction, like it has your attention. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant Gilbert. That is my bad. Roger was the rat. Gilbert is there. Wasn't Roger the rat? I thought Gilbert was a rat. Oh, sorry. I am not looking at the left side of the screen. I was looking at the animals. Roger looks towards you. Yeah? Looks at the shopkeeper. Did you hear any of that? I am like 3 feet away from you. Can I buy the potion? No. The shopkeeper, again, like 3 feet away from you. Do you promise not to give it to him? It points towards Dan. Yes. Do you promise not to give it to him? I think these are good work practices. And I own this shop and I'm not going to sell you anything now. I'm right here. You talk for I guess the Office of Commerce within the city. That's a different building. I can give you directions. That's the town guard. I can give you directions towards one of their outposts. 3 other like people shopping in the area just like feign look away from you. Ma'am, do you need help? This is the shop owner, by the way, that's saying this. Right. She like claps and George comes over to help pick you up. He just drops you. I don't really need this. George just walks away. Okay, this is clearly causing a scene. I'm afraid to ask you and your team. You're more than welcome back, other than the fish person and this lady. Apologies. Human person and this lady, and they are no longer welcome in my shop. Everyone else, more than welcome, so long as you're not. The 3 other shoppers have already left. Like, you're making a scene, they just immediately leave. Yeah. Uh, as Mihaly begins to leave the town, and you do get out without an issue, you like go around Gilbert. Uh, Throughout the city, you do hear someone currently talking with a few guards saying, "Officers, I swear, the dragon that took my baby the other day is back. They're at the shop." While you walk away. That's not where you guys are at. You guys are still in the shop. You don't know anything about that. Probably the mother and currently speaking with a guard. Yeah, you're like 3 blocks away at this point. You heard that little bit. The woman still saying, "I'm afraid no. Please leave." As you say that in the background, you now can hear this. Uh, Guards in the city, guards in the city. We have an APB on the dangerous Drake in the area. Please report as soon as possible to the Elven High Tower. We need as many people here as possible to take this thing down. No. Yeah, but they'll notice you. Gilbert just backs up. The guards are looking towards them, like posed, having swords drawn, having magic wands out. Gilbert roars and like heads into the sky, and a few guards are still stationed there and going, "The bogey's going AWOL, going to the sky, reporting to the forest immediately as soon as possible. Going to get eye testimony and witnesses statements here in the high tower." You do hear like a couple of wagons with like magical enchantments doing the whole siren noises heading towards the forest where Gilbert is currently going. 3 guards go into the go into the shop. One of them stands out while the other 2 are going inside. One of the guards comes in and goes, "Evening all. Sorry to interrupt. There is a currently bogey Wyvern in the area. Do any of you know what's going on?" The dragon, small little thing. Yes. It was just here a little moment ago. Sir, are you responsible for this? The guard looks towards the shop owner and goes, "Is this all true?" Most of it. They did come in with this wyvern. I don't really know much after that." The guard just looks towards you. "That is not at all true. There's various distinct things. It's like saying all merfolk look alike or all vampires look alike. Not that I've seen one." I never said anything about a bleeding baby. Sir, do you mind coming with me to the office? Uh, Dan gets arrested. Soon enough, you go in, bail him out, get a good lawyer. One of you does subtract 100 gold, or the entire group, if you want a very, very good lawyer, to bail him out. But you're no longer allowed in that shop anymore. And you have 30 minutes before the match. You were just incarcerated for a little bit, wasting more time. The team bails you out, and the guard states, "All right, sir. The next time we see your Drake in town, we are going to immediately shoot it down. No questions asked. So make sure you put it in the forest. Leave it there." I've already called. Sir, you're now threatening me. All right, here's what's going to happen. We see the Drake in the city, dead. We see you in the city, immediately going to have you tailed until you leave. Understood? The guy walks away and like closes the door to the station. You do see that immediately guards are not surrounding you, but like keeping a close eye wherever Dan goes. Adventurous shopping is what happened. Yeah, Mickey Lou, you are here like hours upon hours before everyone else arrives. Uh, D and the chicken also arrived without too much of an issue. Alamar is like just minding his own business, not rushing anything, and he does look towards D. And when you arrive, he does state, "Oh, I suppose this is better to ask both of you. Any reason why your team is taking so long? You still have a bit of time, but concerning." Oh, right. Once it does start, you must enter inside the circle here, as those that are participating have to be between the pillars. Like an hour later, you guys get there. You've been waiting for like 4 hours, D. uh, Alamar does state, "Glad you all made it in time. Honestly, you were 2 minutes shy of forfeiting the entire match." Uh, uh, yes. Mm, maybe not here, but in a remote area somewhere. Right. Well, have you all done your shopping and selected your 5? Right. Well, unfortunately, which one? There's Connor Truce, Roger, Gilbert, Doug. And I forgot the chicken's name, unfortunately. Alamar does state, you should collect it while I give instructions if you want to go get concessions. I don't even know where that came from. But once your 5 is chosen, you must stand in between the pillars. Once that happens, I will construct a wall of force to allow no one else from causing a potential risk factor to you, but at the exact same time, you'll be isolated alone, facing your own darkness. He like points. Like around here? Yes, but any pillar between. Yeah, yes, technically. Uh, Almar does state. Yeah, Almar does state. Uh, this angel boy does state, yes, once you've chosen, anyone else will enter into this circle, and then they will be allowed to move or gesture or do what they will. But once the trial actually commences, it finishes by 2 ways. One, the opponent isn't able to continue, and 2, if one individual is taken out. Now, I did state that if you decided to kill or not kill, I will end the match there. I don't really want to see blood, but that is up to you as an individual. I will not judge you on your own moralities. The chicken somehow moved everything correctly, except for the line underneath its eye. Right. Well, it is up to you how you face it or how you fight. But the stronger you are within yourself, the greater it'll be for you. The weaker you are against yourself, as if you're hiding something, repression, a darkness you yet to face, it'll be harder for you. Right. Uh, Let me share with it. All right. Almar does state, I'm afraid only one individual in each section. But if this is the people you decide to represent humanity, the dragon folk, the elves, and the dwarves, and the rest, and the rest, and it goes on, because there's a lot of individual people, then we are ready to commence. All right. Is this how you want it? Uh, yeah. All right then. Good luck. He claps his hands, and a magical spiral of, well, magic immediately glows and bursts into the area, causing a ricochet of wave after wave until it washes over the entire area. As soon as that happens, you do see, probably not any of that, you do see walls of these flames enter inside. Oh, come on, wrong tool. Separate you all into different sections. Looking towards your surroundings, you are surprised that you saw nothing out of anything just yet until, because I didn't exactly know where you were standing, soon after. Maybe some other time. Right now, I do need to commence the general thing. No, I generally don't eat. I do have some coins. I can go for a drink a little bit later, but not right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I did not. Yeah, I just did not expect you guys to choose Connor. Okay. Boop. Connor's also there. I thought you would try. Yeah. I also didn't want to exclude anyone. But yeah. Anyways, the individuals are chosen and met, and Alamar does state, "All right then. Once things happen, they are going no matter what happens. I am not able to stop it unless deemed necessary by you as individuals, if you choose not to kill anyone, as I promised to do so. So don't die out there if you don't intend to, and good luck." And immediately, I want everyone to go ahead and roll turnover/initiative. I sure can. What number did you get? Okay. Just getting rid of a few numbers I rolled earlier. I don't get mixed up. Okay. And you said 12, right? Okay, one for Connor. That's an 11, not the greatest. Okay, and I'm going to roll to see if your dark attributes go before or after you. But you're going to go in the exact same order as you normally would. It just depends on who goes first, you or the other you. So here is against Tempest's number. Tempest's double goes after her. This is Dan's number. Dan's ones goes after him. Micah goes after Micah. I'm gonna say all the enemies go after everyone else. I'm not gonna roll for them. I'm gonna just give you this one. Okay. And it's quite all right. D, you go ahead and roll initiative 2, because I'm pretty sure you might do something. I want to give you a chance to do it. Nope. Okay. As soon as the matches start, the flame surrounds you, and the flames themselves connect into until they form a double. As soon as this happens, Alamar basically states, "All right then, good luck." D, what do you do, if anything, right now? It is done. Roll persuasion. I suppose I could go for a drink. I have honestly just stood here for the last 2 weeks. You rush over, and looking at the prices, he does state, "All right, this is a complete ripoff. 10 gold for a drink?" I'm good. I can hold it. I can hold it. Dan. What do you do now that you left Gilbert in Micah's area? Gilbert's not with you. Me knows you're there. In fact, you looks at you easily enough. You say hi there, and they look towards you, saying hi back. Wet puddle? Probably. Yeah, we were bad people. Fine. You, on the other hand, I have an issue with. No. They, like, crack their knuckles. I can take you on without a poison. Yes, it was. And me as you. As they, like, almost 180 turn their head to the horizontal position. You're now lying down on the ground. That's not true. So many. So many. But you were careless not to know their names. We summoned them. We told them what to do. And we let them and many others die. I'm talking about the people, the children, the mothers, the daughters, the fathers. With your mind, with our mind, it's easy to forget them. Easy to wash them away. Oh, there were some. Well, they were, till they died, and then you had the rats dance in their blood. We did enjoy that. Anything you do, Dan? You win, or not. You know as much as I do, but the better part of me is that we remember. And you know. You sit down. Is that your turn? Okay. The copy of Dan then looks towards you. Fine. It really doesn't matter anyone which way. Because here is where you die. And we won't remember, and we will take over soon enough. With their first act, they take out a staff and then cast Shillelagh on it. Yes. Not on your end, and depends on how much your darkness is there. Dan is very malicious. Again, this is based off of all your actions. However, Dan's main trait is that he just forgets all of his actions, just washes them away, doesn't think about it. Yeah. But the subconscious, the structure formed behind these, while in Dan's mind not actually evil or malicious actions, they are still within that spectrum. So his darkness represents that. They go in with the shillelagh and immediately try to just hit you with it. The modifier for this is... It's a weapon you used long ago. It's just a stick, but the top part is a lot more gnarled, so it hurts more. With a swing of 14, it does hit your AC. And you do sustain 1d8 plus 4 points of damage, plus 3. So a total of 7, so you take 10 points of damage. They swing in... total of 10. With their bonus action, they begin to say something with a magical effect behind it. And they cast another spell. But you... and they do cast the spell known as Shape Water. They don't form it around you, they rather form it around their feet. And that is their turn. Tempest. Yes, you do see your almost near perfect image. However, it is more faded than anything else. You look to your right, and Connor's image is almost as translucent, vibrant as he is. Not translucent, opaque. But yours is faded. Alamar did state that the stronger you are as an individual, as you're conscious facing your own darkness, the more likely the other would be weakened or weaker. Okay. 28 does hit. Okay, not bad. Yes. Just a straight damage. Uh, 27 also hits. Okay. As you damage yourself quite consistently and difficult, as you are to hit yourself, you are almost, in fact, the right person to go against yourself. Shooting out 2 longbow shots directly at them, they immediately rip them out of themselves and like break the ends and look towards you. You really got me good there. It's too bad I'm also kind of like you. She takes a long shot, not long shot, she takes a longbow out and she looks towards you and she does state, "So, you think she's gonna ask us to marry yet? Or she's gonna wait as long as she did to ask us out?" And it almost took you a year. So who knows how long it'll take for her to say yes. Immediately casts Planar Warrior on you. Well, technically on herself. Defining you as the enemy. She takes a long bow shot. 15 does not hit you, thankfully enough. She like puts the bow away and takes out a long sword. Worth a shot. And then just goes in for an attack. Ba, ba, ba. 28 does hit, so you take a total of 7 points of damage. And you can tell that she's hurt, but not as hurt as you want her to be. If you had to guess, she used one of your effects to lessen the damage on one of those attacks. Oops, that did not post it. There we go. Oh wait, that's not the one I was thinking of. I know you have it, or should have it. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Oh wait, there it is. When you hit point attack. Yeah. No problem. Mickey Lou. Well, well, well. Ma? Who the hell are you? Why are you on my rocks? Get off of my rocks. Well, you don't know the people around you hate you. He just looks toward you. Ma? Most people don't get you because you don't understand yourself. She's just waiting for your response. That it? That does hit, so go ahead and roll damage. Okay. Do you have this defensive thing? Or did you change the name like some of you do? Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I just don't know if you named it differently. Okay. When uh, they use the reaction to reduce the damage by 1d10 plus your their dexterity modifier. Their dexterity modifier is +5, so they just need to roll 2 to not take the damage. They rolled above that. Oh my god, yourself! They use a key point to just throw it back at you. I mean, sure, if you want to. I don't know where you put the name of the attack. I really should have looked over your sheet specifically. There we are. It's fine. It's funnier this way. They don't hit, so you don't actually get to use a reaction to throw it back at them. Yeah, it just like hits a rock somewhere. Nah, you just got lucky. Like every time in your life. You're just lucky our only friend doesn't understand us. Enough to realize that she should have walked away a long time ago. You and me both know that's a lie. That was your first attack. Anything else, Mickey Lou? I believe you would have to use your action for that, and you've already thrown something as your... Uh-huh. That is true. I forgot about that. Good call. Thank you. That is true. Did you know I was a dancer in my youth? It is not. It's been 84 years. Let's assume you do. And worry about it later. Yeah. Okay. Using your key point, you go into a defensive movement. So any attacks against you have disadvantage. All right. As you do so, the other you mocks you. And because of so hard-headed a person you are, you generally don't realize what's happening. Connor looks towards Connor, and Connor does state, well, this is a bit weird, but I suppose we're all doing this. Takes out 2 long swords and goes, all right then, no offense, but gonna have to kill you. Or take you out. I honestly don't know if I'm killing you or if I'm killing myself. Morality. He jumps straight... Uh, main Connor or Connor number 1 jumps towards Connor or Connor number 2 and goes in for 2 strikes. One of them is able to be moved away, and the other one is parried by Connor number 2. And Connor number 2 then, like, while also parrying the blade, gets up in his face and goes, "Really now? You really think you can take yourself all this time?" While he brings his blade further and closer to Connor number 1's neck, driving it towards himself in a way. I'm going to go with evil Connor, good Connor. Evil Connor does state, "Really now? All this time, all this effort, and for what? Your brother who does not understand, your family who does not care, and your sister who sits idly by. All these strengths you set for yourself, and what is it worth for? Some prophecy of a fish man, closer to fish than man, being the one to lead the kingdom. You see how he is. He will drive it to the ground and sea. That is not a good thing." Pushing main Connor back, or good Connor, taking a bonus action, he brings out a spell and throws it at him, and the evil Connor just uses his blade and throws that spell into the ground, and in that area it just burns and decays away. You can try, but it's not gonna work against me. Micah. Yours is also faded in a way that if you copied it a couple of times, it got a little darker. I agree. But the problem is, you cast a spell command, and I do believe it's a wisdom save. I could be wrong. In your spells, you just click on it until it pops up. It should pop up something called like casting at what level, level 1. And you can click it to change the level it's cast at, or you can just hit submit. And something else pops up that's labeled input value. No problem. There we go. Yeah. You cast it at low. Oh, that's weird. For you, you can go all the way up to level 4. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. It says enchantment 4. So I'm assuming you're doing level 4? Okay. You can affect one additional creature if you do go higher. So a lot of people that you aren't facing are within that area. Technically, you could do so, but I think the only people you can interfere with are Mickey, Lou, Tempest, and Dan, technically. Yeah, you can affect them all. I guess Connor, too. Then you just need to cast it at level 1, and that's fine. Okay. They must roll a save of wisdom. And thankfully enough, their wisdom for you and me is quite high. But they do need to beat a 16, and they did not succeed with a 13. I believe this spell lasts for 1 round, so on their turn, they do nothing. Okay. D, what are you doing? No, that's the entire point why you're in the circle. Not really. You aren't able to do it, but your token technically goes through. Are you talking about the Archangel? I thought she bore no children. Congratulations, I suppose? That would have them forfeit, but I suppose you can give them moral support. I don't know. At a game, probably. In game, she probably still can. She just probably would ignore you. What? Dan. Not wrong. Easier to forget a face if you don't see it. Yeah? I just don't think you can. Truce looks towards you. No, it's one of the main rules. That's why it's up, so people don't interfere. He looks towards the proctor, and the proctor does state, if you do leave it by magical means, you forfeit. It counts as a bonus action unless you're trying to feed it to someone else. If it's just a standard potion, I think it is 2d4 plus 2. Okay. You use your bonus action to eat or drink your potion. I'm not sure what Dan would do. He'd probably eat it, glass and all. hurting himself, but also healing himself. Swallowing it whole. Go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 2. Okay. You heal back 5 HP. And you hold your action so when he melee attacks you again, you can touch attack. However, yeah, that's true. So a total of 7. Sorry, for some reason I thought you included it in there, but you didn't. That is 7 total. That's gross. Yeah. Well, in any which way it is. At any rate, evil Dan, or maybe self-conscious Dan, conscious Dan, because Dan is probably not self-conscious, begins to use the water around him, causing it not to surround him or surround you. Rather, he's using a long-range attack, known as Ice Storm. And he hits you. Go ahead and make a dexterity save. That doesn't do it. A hail of rocks surround pounds and ice in the ground, 20 feet radius, so just around you. 40-foot high cylinder centered to the point where it's within range. Each creature you within the area makes a dexterity saving throw. You got 0 somehow. You do take 2d8 bludgeoning damage and 4d6 cold damage on a failed save, or half, but you don't take half. Turns the area into a difficult terrain, so your speed in this current area is reduced by half. And I'll mark it with, let's go with Terrible Blue. Yeah. But you do take 21 points of damage. Yeah, it already rolled for me if you took the damage. That's 9 bludgeoning and 12 cold. They still have the shillelagh up, but because the area is in effect, they hold their position to attack you. That is their turn. Tempest. Yeah, she's like right next to you. All right. 22 does hit. All right. A 31 does hit, which is... You know your AC. It still hits. That is 21, and they'll have this one, because why would they have 9? Oh, wait, no, that is true, but I was about to say, no, they can't, because they haven't had a turn yet since they evaded the other one, so they don't have their reaction right now, so they can't. They take the total 21. And I was going to state that they wouldn't evade the first one. But you rolled the second one before I could, so that's fine. I was still going to take a lot of damage anyways. But yeah, they are heavily hurt and considered bloodied right now. Anything else? Okay. On their turn, they just look towards you. That's very hurtful. But not as much hurtful as when Becky flirts with other women around us. Maybe not. But have we ever told her how we felt? There you go. Yeah. You're more or less blogging her blade while contemplating, like, it doesn't really bother me. After all, I know Becky's attractive. She wouldn't be flirting. It's just more how she does her thing. And this Tempest is more or less trying to break through your defenses, but it is not working against you. More difficult than I thought. Fine then. Then she begins to look towards you. Fine then. She does take a defensive stance. Not defensive stance, but she takes another strike, just hitting you with a longsword. She probably misses. Oops, I accidentally closed it instead of attacking. Nope. It's if you had a -2 to your AC. Yeah. Things aren't going great with Tempest. Well, they're going great for Tempest. Mickey Lou. Other Mickey Lou has not gone yet. Surprisingly enough. She's just baiting you to do something. You just don't know what it is. So are you just gonna stand there? That's the problem with youth these days. Not understanding their emotions. Not understanding their feelings towards other people around them. Always causing a scene. You and I both know that isn't true. Micah is far more older than us, but we are temperamental. That is weird. As soon as you get close to her dumb face, her held action was as soon as you got close to her, she slaps you hard. For 28 points, any 28, so that does hit. So you take 9 points of damage before you even hit. But the 18 does hit, so go ahead and roll your own damage. All right. What? That was barely anything. Because unlike our own hard-headedness, our Attacks are weak. Yes. Yeah, 2 to be precise. Both of those miss. You go in for a few slaps, and evil Mickey Lou just like slaps your hands away. No, you're just a frail old woman that doesn't understand her emotions. Mickey Lou, anything else? I think he can move like another 10 feet, but I believe that's about it. Okay, their actual turn starts. They're going to do a punishment slap against you as a natural 20. And she just slaps you really hard. Feel your emotions! Slap. Uses a key point to slap you twice more. Understand how you make other people feel. 29 does it. Another 8 points of damage. And realize that you have feelings for someone buried deep, deep down in your subconscious. 29 does hit. Man, it's a good thing I'm hitting, or else these talking points would be moot. 11 points of damage. What are you at, by the way? Because I know you don't have a lot of health. Are you? 11, 20, sorry, 11, 19, 30, 38, punishment slap in the beginning, 47, 57 minus 47. The first punishment slap that she was holding hit, remember? Yeah, the first damage you took was 9. The next damage you took was 19. And then there was the 8 after that and the 11 after that. So 11. Oh, wait, sorry, not 11. I can't do math today. Bring out the calculator. 32 minus 19. Yep. These are your emotions. Good Connor just looks towards evil Connor. Look, I really don't care right now. Just trying to save the world one step at a time. And honestly, so what if my brother's kind of out there? He's not really hurting anyone as long as someone's watching him. I always got his back. He misses, but his talking points are sounding true. And evil Connor does hit once. Micah. Yes, you're evil and must be destroyed. Yes. Or else I would not exist. You use your spell once more. And I believe it is charm person. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a description. Attempt humanoid counts. Yeah, you can cast this spell and have him forfeit if you want, because Alamar did state if you can get the other person to forfeit, or if you call it if they're unconscious, you win. Okay, you do that easily. You cast a spell easily is what I mean. This guy is currently frozen and in place, so I'm gonna give him disadvantage on his wisdom check because he's currently fighting another spell until his turn starts. So we're gonna roll twice and take the lowest one. The lowest one is a 20. You know what? Advantage and disadvantage was set up, so I'm gonna disregard the 20 and roll again and take the lowest one after that. It'll be the one to the left. 14. Okay. Fails. What do you charm him to do? No. He failed to save. I rolled again because advantage and disadvantage was on, and I forgot that was on there, so it would have been cheating. Yes. Yeah. Looking towards you, another vampire is compelled by another vampire. It is rare, but possible. Especially since Micah is both a pure vampire. Vampire? Yeah. I went bland and then continued the sentence to say my failure. As well as a pure werewolf. So obviously Micah would be stronger, even though exact copy. Micah number 2 just looks towards Alamar. Yes, I surrender. All right. Don't really know why you're talking in a very awkward Transylvanian accent. The winner is Micah. And the other Micah dissipates, turning into mist once more, becoming your shadow. That would be another action, yes, but at the exact same time, I think your current only healing spell is Lay on Hands, and you need to be physically, like, touching her shoulder or something. Not on this turn. No problem. Just making sure you don't have a long range attack of healing. You don't. Okay. D, back up to you. What are you doing? About half and half, I say. No. Still no. This is Alamar you're speaking with, right? I'm just being the proctor for this. That's fine. No. I've seen the prices. I am fine. No. No. Dan, what are you doing? Okay. Sure. You summon a fake creature of a challenge rating 6 or lower. Yeah, just making sure. You just didn't name something random. Let's see, hack 5e stats. Okay, you summon your imaginary sea hag girlfriend. Yeah, she's about 9 out of 10. Could be a model, but only if she really worked on it. Sure. I know. It was just a joke. I will apologize. I'm sorry. I also can't apparently spell the word sea hag. Oh, there we go. Range of 90, so where do you put her within the area? Okay. Right there. I mean, she's just so darn, gosh dang, drop dead gorgeous. Anything else, Dan? Well, you can attempt to hide. I want to give you disadvantage because they know you're around. Go ahead and roll stealth. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm gonna have the sea hag go on your turn. After your turn, and she just looks towards Dan, and she goes, "What? How would you imagine her personality to be, Dan?" Your imagination. Okay. Yeah. Okay. She just looks towards evil Dan, or conscious Dan, and she states, I guess I'll just do a Mickey kind of voice. Dan, there you are. Have you eaten today? Oh, you look so thin. And then oh, that's okay. So long as you're not embarrassed by me being here. Wheeling your hand, gesture towards you. She looks towards evil Dan, and she does state, "And who's this? Have they eaten yet?" They're using their action known as Death Glare. Must make a wisdom save. Oops, I still have Mickey Lou's character sheet open. Dan could win. But you probably don't want that. And roll 20 is taking a while. There we go. Dan won. So Evil Dan is not frightened by her. Evil Dan, in fact, looks towards her and goes, "Oh, there you are, Peggy. Our imaginary girlfriend. You look as lovely as ever. Women are not objects that you can just throw away or give to someone." Roll persuasion to not make the sea hag mad at you. The sea hag's mad at both of you. One, because Evil Dan is her main target. Emotionally not against him, but physically has to be. And two, mad at Dan for treating her like an object. It's just a weird thing. She's gonna definitely target Evil Dan first. But Evil Dan made his peace and then is just going to attack Dan. Looks towards the hag and he does state, "No offense, you're not a part of this. Unless you want to be, you're more than welcome to, but I am going to attack that one." And then throws an ice knife directly towards Dan. Natural 20. Go ahead and roll a dex save. Or take an additional 8 plus 7. That's a fail. So you take 16 points of damage, and because you failed, you take another additional 15 points of damage. So in total, 31. Probably not. Tempest. Okay. She is very hurt, but she now has her reaction again. That does hit, but she's going to choose not to have that. So she takes a total 14 points of damage. And she cannot take maybe 2 more attacks like that. Yeah, unless you can attack again, she's going to have the 8, so that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, might as well take some damage. Well, half damage, then not all of it. Okay, she survived, but she's not doing great. Okay, looking towards you, she does take a step back, provoking an attack of opportunity as she gets further away from you. I assumed you would. Unfortunately, it does not. She steps back, maybe showing on your screen. If not, she's like 15 feet away from you. She pulls out her hand as if punching the air, but there you do see a ring with shooting stars. She just looks towards you. Sorry, but I have to do this. Spending 1 charge of the shooting star effect. Go ahead and roll dexterity saving throw. Yeah, and if you succeed, you take nothing. Yeah, you beat your own modifier. a massive amount of force goes directly towards you. However, you just dodge out of the way completely. On the other side of the circle, that wall just gets pelted by force. Not shattering it, but definitely making a scary sound. I didn't. Ironic that your copy did it. Mickey Lou. Goes over towards Animar. This is part of the combat. I can't really do anything. Bah? No, it's not elder abuse. They're quite literally doing it to themselves. Bah. Yes, I know self-harm is an issue. I'm just not stating that. They are actively aware of what's happening. Bah. No, I exactly expressed what is happening, what's going on before the match started. Bah. I'm not lying. Mickey Lou, what are you doing? Okay. So do I. As many as my ex-husbands who I definitely murdered? Hit, and hit. All 4 hit. Okay, that is 15, 21, 34. It's also the... any movement, Mickey Lou? Otherwise, that's your turn. Exactly what I thought. Standing up to abuse, but not to violence and the truth. Punishment slap. Hits. 9. Just going to slap you again using another key point. 26. 12. She just beat you into subconsciousness, like, understand your feelings and the people that you make feel awkward because you don't hear them out. Yeah. As you faint, you just hear yourself, technically yourself, also stating, I'm not going to do the voice. Understand your emotions, try to understand yourself, and thereby gaining a, hopefully, happiness in the future. And you just faint away. Mickey Lou lost. Mickey Lou, evil Mickey Lou, or more grumpy Mickey Lou, looks towards Elamar. She lost! I won! Yes, that sound goes. Is that it? Is that the match, or are you attempting to kill her? No! She needs to understand her emotions, or else she will be trapped in them as a prison. And that is the greatest evil of all. She disappears and becomes Mickey Lou's shadow. Doug just comes over, begins to lick your face, but you have lost. Connor is doing his best, but hasn't won or lost yet. Micah, you won. Anything else you're doing? Adamar does look towards you. You can stay there if you want, or I can break this part of the force wall and you can join us in here. Don't do that. It's like overpriced. The force walls do prevent that, and I stated this beforehand. You're not supposed to do that. At a game, though, you definitely can. You can just like do sly actions for him to be distracted or something like that. But there are forces. Wall of Force is the spell that prevents you from attacking that way. But certain magics like Healing Word, the Bard's inspirational thing, and some other kind of things are able to penetrate these kind of walls. We can also just flavor it. I'm fine with doing that too. Like I haven't done that in this game before. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's okay. D is currently messing with Elmar as D is just going, ow, 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 ow. What did you are you alright? Micah, what are you trying to do? Uh, that's not invisible. That's turning him into a gas. Which is visible, just very hard to hit, and actually can't be hit. Yeah. Okay. Looking towards Dan, you look towards Elamar and you state, yeah, break the wall or whatever. Elamar goes, currently distracted by D. Sure. Removes the wall on your end so you can enter inside. Then you rush over towards where Dan is. Rogers like moves to the side and says, yeah, you have to watch this attack. They're kind of losing, and I think they also gave away their girlfriend. It's very complicated, kind of like a soap opera. You get close enough to Dan that you touching the wall and Dan touching the wall is not technically touching, but close enough that magic allows it, causing him to go into a gaseous form. While Alamar is distracted by D's insane prices. Again, cutting it in half is just 100 gold. That is still way overpriced. That is increasing the price. Micah, anything else? Okay. Thinking about what you do, you continue on the process. And Dan is technically in a gaseous form. He can dissipate it if he wants. This is entirely up to him. While in this state, you can't attack, but you can't be attacked either. And you can move 10 feet. I don't think so until you turn into a solid form. But you can definitely, float and move around easily enough. Yeah. At the start of the round, you do see that Dan is making enemies of himself and his imaginary girlfriend. We see Tempest almost beating Tempest, but Tempest is clearly better than Tempest. Connor's just conflicted with himself, but at the exact same time knows who he is. It's just an even paired match. Migaloo lost so hard. I am surprised. And clearly Micah, understanding himself, while also not fully remembering himself, is triumphant. And D is still selling way, way, way overpriced snacks and drinks, especially the alcohol. We will see what happens next time, because it's been 2 hours and I've already passed 15 after that. So we'll see what happens next time. as we end the session. Go ahead. Okay. D holding his action to see what happens next time as we end the session for today.